Hello, and welcome to the presentation. For the next few minutes, I'd like to talk to you about home-based businesses and why now is the best time to start one. Have you ever wondered why you were approached by a friend or family member with a service or product they were selling from their home business? Or maybe they asked you to take a look at the business opportunity from the network marketing company they recently joined. During this presentation, I hope to provide you a better understanding of why your family and friends started their home business and why you may need to consider starting a home business as well. I'd like to start out by asking you a simple question. What do you want out of your life? Financial security or financial freedom? You see, security and freedom are not the same. They are actually very different value systems. Most people would like financial freedom, but choose the easier path of financial security. We have been conditioned to believe and value security much more than freedom. As a result, people often give up on their dreams of financial freedom for the security of a safe, secure job with benefits. Since childhood, most of us have been taught that in order to achieve success, that we must go to school and get a good education in order to get a good, safe, and secure job, and if we just work really hard at that job, we can make a lot of money and buy anything we want. We believe we have achieved financial security. This way of thinking may have originated from the Great Depression era. The Great Depression began on what is known as Black Tuesday with the Wall Street crash of October 1929 and rapidly spread worldwide. By 1932, unemployment had reached 23.6% and it peaked in early 1933 at 25%. A drought persisted in agricultural heartland, causing businesses and families to default on record numbers of loans, and more than 5,000 banks failed. Hundreds of thousands of Americans found themselves homeless. Achieving this false sense of security comes at the cost of our freedom. When you have a job, your boss tells you what you have to do, when you have to do it, and how you must do it. Your boss tells you what hours you must work, when you can take a break, when you can eat lunch, when you can take a vacation, and even how long that vacation can be. And if you choose not to do the things the way your boss desires for them to be done, you will lose your job. And as such, you will lose your financial security. Now, most of us appreciate the fact that during the current financial crisis that we have full-time permanent jobs which enable us to put food on the table, make ends meet, and possibly save some money for our kids' education or our retirement. Getting a good job is a very secure way of making money. It's great knowing you will get paid every Friday and have all those benefits. When you have a job, you know that after a given time period, you're going to get a certain amount of money. Every year or so, your money is increased a certain percentage if you do satisfactory work. And if you can learn additional skills, you can get a promotion, which can increase the amount of money you take home. Again, having this type of security comes at the cost of our freedom. So what would you do if you lost your job today? How would you continue to make your mortgage payment or car payment? Have you thought about that? And what about those student loans you required to finance your education? How are you going to pay those back? And what about those other miscellaneous expenses such as the electric, water, and gas bill, or even the grocery bill? And do we even need to talk about your retirement? See, I've got news for you. Even if you do everything to the desire of your employer, there are outside forces beyond your control that can take your job away from you at a moment's notice. Don't think it can happen to you? Well, we've seen the headlines. The U.S. has reached 10% unemployment rate. Nearly 15 million jobs have been lost so far, and one quarter of U.S. employers are expected to lay off workers within the next 12 months. This could be you. You see, jobs are getting more and more scarce now due to the migration of domestic jobs to overseas countries for cheaper labor and material costs. And jobs are disappearing by the second due to the current economic slowdown. Here's the ugly truth. If you take any 100 people at the start of their working careers, follow them for 40 years until they reach retirement age, and here's what you'll find. 54% will be dead broke, dependent on their mere Social Security check, relatives, friends, and even charity for a minimum standard of living. 36% will have passed away. 5% will continue working not because they want to, but because they have to. 4% will be financially secure, and only 1% will be wealthy. That means only 5% of the workforce ends up being financially successful, while 95% retire more or less destitute. In short, only 5% of the population has enough to retire by age 65. there will be a high possibility, a 95% probability that we will be either dead or dead broke by 65 years of age. Isn't that scary? If these stats hold true, it means that many of us will be forced to move in with our kids at retirement. If you're in your 40s and still have 30 years left on your mortgage and little saved, you best be kind to your children. See, a change in our thinking needs to happen now. Do you want to know how the wealthy 1% gets their money? 74% of the wealthy earn their money through small business and real estate investments. 10% are professionals such as doctors and attorneys, 10% are CEOs, and 5% are salespeople. 1% inherit their money or win the lottery. Do you know that 95% of the people are chasing 5% of the wealth because we believe that jobs can bring us financial security? Do you also know that 5% of the population owns 95% of the wealth because they believe that financial freedom are more important so that they choose to be entrepreneurs?